What's up, YouTube? Double R here, RC Richie. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'm going to show you all the mods that we've done to the LC80, FCX18 Iron Man. As you can see already, we have this LC80 sitting slightly lower than the K5. And I'll get to all that, but yeah, I'm absolutely loving this platform. This is probably my favorite platform right now. It's the FMS, but this thing is a beauty. The detail on this is ridiculous, and I'm starting to get used to these heavy bodies, so I'm kind of knowing what I need to do to them to get them to perform. So I'm just going to talk about everything briefly, and we got a couple more upgrades that we're going to be doing. So first and foremost, the first thing you want to do straight out the box is get you some rubber bands, and you want to put them around each shock. That's going to help with the unloading of the shocks. Once we did that, she was definitely starting to perform, but still was a little heavy in the heavy department. So another thing I played around with next was I took the brass ring out the rear tire. Couldn't really tell if it helped it or not, so we kept on going. Next thing we did is played around with these shocks. Straight out the box, the shocks are pretty good, but I just find that the weight that they use inside of them may be a little bit too heavy. So we went ahead and opened them up, dumped the oil, and I put in 20 weight. While I was in there, I also took out, there's another mod out there to just take out the spring collar for your preload, and that's going to allow your spring to sag a little bit more. Once we did that, definitely noticed a big difference, but still, we're still lacking, and I guess the traction department. So next thing we did was I have a short on it. It's definitely did a trim on the foams inside. These foams from the factory, these are the Batrazi mod package that came with these, and they had brass rings inside of them, but these foams were super tight, super firm. So I went ahead and trimmed those up, and I also did the lug trim on the tires. Once we did that, I definitely noticed a difference with these tires. Not only were they conforming better, but I could actually hear them stretching out and, you know, gripping. But at the end of the day, I still think these tires aren't the best compound. They're doing their job right now, but a better tire would definitely perform better for this. But I'm not trying to waste what I purchased, and I want to keep these wheels, keep the fifth wheel. So for right now, we're going to be rocking the tires and just looking for grip. Right after that, I knew that I was sitting on some brass RC all-wheel drive covers that came off the K5. Removed them from the rear. So we put those bad boys on here. Once we did that, this thing was definitely performing. When I did that, that's when the brass ring was out of the rear, so I definitely found the rear to be a little bit light, so I just went ahead and put that ring back in there. But I gotta say, man, with the oil, the shocks, with the tire trim, she definitely started to perform. And then we went ahead and got the high clearance links from Endura. Those went in pretty cool. Got to put the ball ends. Got to figure out your orientation, which screws you want to use. Ball ends have to go inside your shocks. And that came out pretty good. But all this playing around with taking the body off and on, I hate this body system of how you got to use the mounts for screws. So I went ahead and did some research, and I found this. Jura makes a magnetic mount system, which I think is pretty cool. It actually rises up, comes up this way, and will grab the side of that body. It comes with the magnets that I don't like that screw in, but seems like these a little bit more flush. The magnets fit flush on here. And then they come with two-sided tape to mount your magnets, which I thought was pretty different. But as you can see, I got my lining messed up a little bit, but still working. And what I find is because the body is shaped that way, I just like to pull it out a little bit. There you go. It's on there good. You just got to make sure you line up everything. Like that. Yeah, so again, playing around with the body, getting it off and on. I said, okay, now is the time to make some shot keys. So this was my second attempt of making some shot keys. The K5 has ones that I purchased off of Etsy, so I said, you know what, let me get clever here and try to make up my own. I've definitely seen people out there doing them themselves, but all I did was take your pack of parts that come from your servos. You got a whole bunch of different horns in there, and this is my second attempt. So these, the ones that I'm using now, are your star patterns that usually come in there. Excuse my camera. These are the ones that are come in a star pattern, and I basically trimmed it down to have one nub on here. Put the spline side down to grab on that little piece of plastic that's in there, and then we tap some glue on there. So far so good. I had to re-drill the holes. My first attempt had 3 holes mounting system. Let me see if I have it around here. No, I must have put it away already. But yeah, that one worked pretty good, but they were starting to move on me. So far, these are working flawless. They haven't moved yet. I'm gaining a little bit more articulation. So you can see my links. And I got white rubber bands on there so you can see those. But yeah, man, this thing is performing now, definitely. And the last thing we want to do to this, we trimmed up the body. So I told you before, man, I've had a lot of accidents of a lot of my vehicles falling off of Mount Richmore, and that floor is undefeated. So took some L's on this one as well. First thing we broke is the front of my bumper. See that one little line right here? And I think because this body is so heavy and it falling, that was where it was biting into the body to tap into the screws. So that was probably the weakest point to break right there. So this broke before I got my mounting system. But once I got my shot keys put in, I got a lower stance. Right now she is sitting lower than the K5. We definitely had to do some trimming of the body. Okay. So right now I got that in the lowest stance, and you see we trimmed up the fenders in here, right in the front, right over here, right back here. And another thing I broke, another fall, was the rear bumper, which for me, they just did me a favor anyway, because eventually this was going to come off, because I was definitely getting some hang-ups on there and definitely rubbing in this back part back here with the back bumper. So yeah, I think it looks a lot better now. Clean that up. You're definitely going to need a Dremel for this body. This body is super hard. No knife or nothing like that's going to cut it. You're going to have to get a sanding drum out. And that's going to get you your best lines anyway. Looks the cleanest to me. You can always tell when somebody does something ragged without using that Dremel. But yeah, these high clearance lengths went up pretty good. Gained some clearance right there. And yeah, I gotta say, this thing is definitely performing. Another thing is another mod, free mod, is the steering mod. Take the screws out and back them out and put them on the other side. But also, as you can see here, this is not the stock link. This is the one that came off my K5 because I had to swap it out. You can put a slight bend in your stock link to clearance your front pumpkin when you full turn. So in the process of me doing that, snap the rod end. And I've seen warnings out there, people saying be careful. But I guess I thought it was being careful and I wasn't careful enough. So that snapped off completely clean. So we pivoted. And now we got the one that just came with the K5. But yeah, man, this thing is heavy. She is heavy, but she's not performing like she's heavy. She is, let me just take another note because my weight has been changing a lot. Another thing we had to do is once we put the RC all-wheel drive portal covers on here, I needed clearance for the tires. In stock form, it wasn't working. So we had to flip the hubs around, and now we're running deep dish hammers. Yeah. Did a little touch-up work with the paint. Got the spare in the back. Yeah, man, I think Iron Man is looking real good. But yeah, like I was saying, the last thing we're going to throw on her are the overdrive gears. And the helical cut. They're both helical cut, so we're going to gain from that. And I believe this one might have the metal ones in it, but we're going to double check that to see if they're plastic inside. The K5 were plastic. So we're gaining performance in that. But yeah, we're going to run overdrive in the front. And to be honest with you, man, it seems like it has overdrive already. The wheel spin on this motor is ridiculous. Nice, powerful motor. But yeah, we're going to button this all up. If we run into any issues, I will let you know. All right, stay tuned. Okay, let me just take this weight real quick. Ooh, 813 grams right now for Iron Man. All right, stay tuned. Okay, we got it open. As you can see, we do have metal gears. So the LC80 comes with metal gears and bearings, but the K5 does not. That has bushings and plastic planetary gears inside here for your diff housing. So I just wanted to confirm that for folks. But yeah, we're going to throw the Enduro ones in there. Overdrive for the front. Standard for the rear. And like I said, we're going over to a helical cut. So, all right, stay tuned. There you go. You can see the difference in the two different gears. This is your stock one. And this is the Enduro one. See the spiraling? And standard. That's going to give you more bite action with the spiraling. More engagement. Smoother action. Alright, just want to show you guys. Okay, we back. Just want to show you guys. I just realized that you don't have to take off the portal covers. I know the rears are real easy to take off. You just take off those back screws and just slide these off. Same thing goes with this one. Before, in the past, I've taken off the portal cover and taken out the axles. But all you got to do is the same thing. Is just keep it intact. Slide it in there. And I just kind of spin the axle around until you feel it getting contact. And there you go. Boom. Just wanted to show you guys, just in case anybody was taking them apart. Maybe I helped somebody. I definitely helped myself. All right. Okay, we back. We got the Enduro overdrive gears in the front and the helicals in the back. I'm going to show you real quick. Here you go, one turn. Yeah, now we're coming in at 840 grams. So we definitely added some weight. Take these stickers off. Just wanted to show you guys. But yep. All right, let's get over to Mount Richmore. Stay tuned. Okay, we out here at Mount Richmore to see how she does for all these upgrades. And now we're running the overdrive gears. It's nice and smooth, man. This thing is pretty quiet now. Definitely went up that easier. Definitely got a new feature in the building. Boardwalk Empire. All wood. Definitely gotta pay attention though. Alright, let's see how she does. Nice. Nice. Definitely get some high centering right there. Ooh. Oh, God. Let's run that back, HOG. Oh, yeah. Nice. Take it on up over Halo. I'm gonna end this video. You see what she's doing though, man. She is definitely performing. Eventually, I think I'm gonna need a servo. Ooh, HOG. Let's run that back. There you go. There you go. Iron Man. FCX18. I absolutely love this thing. She's a beast. Stay tuned, like and subscribe. More content to come. Catch you on the next one.